Okay, time for another video. Wow, what a market. Just insane. I'm still on my five-figure streak, which means I've only had five-figure days in the past 4 weeks. 3 of them have been red days, and the rest of them have been green days. And I'm on my biggest run ever. I started trading in 2011 with like $3,000, and I'm up over $300,000 in the past 4 weeks. It's just insane. The stock market is just an absolutely wonderful thing if you know what you're doing. Just crazy. I mean, yeah. No more comments about that. Just insane. Okay, let's go through yesterday's trades. Positions changes. So HMNY was my main trade yesterday. I've been long. I've been long this whole move from 273 area to this mid-high 30 area, and then I added on the way up. As you know, I've been talking about this thing. I added here. Actually, I had it here, 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 and then I did some minor adds here and here. Or actually not here. I got stopped out of those. But anyways, so I've just been averaging up, sold some, bought back higher, sold some, bought back. So yeah. And today this thing was a 5-star short setup. I had 10,000 shares located. I never shorted more than 6,500 intraday. My main mistake was I didn't cover enough. I shorted some when we started showing some weakness. Let's look at the 1-minute chart, show my entries a little bit. So it just went green candles, green candles, green candle. First red candle, this is where I shorted. And I added here when it took out this little range. And this big drop was due to Citron tweeting on it. So I covered tiny. In hindsight, should have covered more on these big washes. I didn't realize that, but I was up like 20% on my short. Should have really covered more. I only covered like 20% or something. I should have really covered like at least a third or maybe even half. Anywho, then I sized down once it reclaimed VWAP, etc. And then I sized back in here and here. And again, got a big wash. I did almost sized down nothing here. I almost covered no shares. And then late day, just, the intraday shorts, they got stopped. Everyone bought back their shares here. And then it just fizzled out, and they had a secondary and not so great comments from the CEO in after hours. So I was actually up over 50,000 on this trade in after hours. I just, again, I didn't cover because I was on a walk. I covered some here in the 26 area, tiny bit. This screenshot is taken just before the close. So, but yeah, I was up over 50,000. So that was a good trade. Unfortunately, this is one of my smaller accounts. If I had gotten borrows in this account, I would have easily held twice as many shares overnight. But yeah, I closed all of these swings too, so I wouldn't get any margin problems. Better safe than sorry. So I'll just go through these trades. Maybe I'll get back into them when I close out the HMNY short, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to buy them back. So ESIO, I bought it here on the great earnings report. Yeah, caught a 45% move, sold on the way up, and yeah, kind of hard to buy it back here, right? Peers, like this one fundamentally. I mean, from here, they stay here, and they stay here, and yeah, so this was a decent trade too. CUTR, been in a long time. This thing I only had tiny size on from the beginning. I bought it on the earnings, and yeah, over 30% move since. So the earnings trades have been really, really good since August, September, etc. OSTK, this one I will get back in today. It's the blockchain play. I'll buy it back ASAP probably. This thing has more to go. If the Bitcoin and blockchain mania keeps running, I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing at 50 before year end. Even the famous short seller Mark Hodes is bullish on this thing. So that says something. CGNX, bought it on the data, sold it. Still have tiny position in my third account. Ager run up into October 2024 conference. I don't know exactly which date. This one I may buy back some shares also. In this market, this thing can keep running. Yeah, so those were the positions I closed. So this is a position I bought a few days ago. Opening range highs. On this gap up there, recent IPO has been really hot lately. Asian run up into data or a Bedufa, bought it down here. So, oh sorry. Yeah, so it's been straight up since. Really good. Just I love this kind of a market which just keeps grinding higher. Just no headaches on your swing trades. HMNY, this was the long position from I closed, or the tiny, the part of the core. So yeah, I made over 200,000 on the long side total on this HMNY. That was great. XXII, I sized down big in pre-market on this offering day. It's a good thing. The secondary is a good thing. Now they have a cash to fund operations for a couple of more years and get the approvals they need, which is great. It sets up again. I'm back in, and I can go in size. This thing can still go to 5-6 before year end, especially in this market. This is exactly the right kind of market for these kinds of stocks, these story hype stocks. SGH straight up since the earnings. I wish I'd done more size. Oh god, just almost 40% in a week and a half or so, just crazy. FCell was very close getting stopped out the other day. I was a penny from getting stopped out. Now it just bounced off this rising support, and hopefully it keeps going higher. NAK. Another, if this is probably one of the biggest story stocks, because they actually own some of the biggest like metal reserves, like gold reserves and stuff like that in Alaska. Problem is they can't get EPA approval for all of it. But now, well, you can there's some Seeking Alpha articles you can read up on them. Anyways, I'm long this thing, and I'll go longer as things develop. BLDP. Still long from this little high tide flag break. CRMD, I added to this the other day. I added here the 65 cents when it broke out this little flag. This thing has also an insider buying, bottom buy or low price. They have data coming year end, and they canceled their offering. That says to me the data are probably not going to be bad. I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing at $1.50, $2 if the story catches on. CBay, long from this day here. It's just another one straight up, almost 40%. What a market! Just this is not the normal for me, where things go straight up. Just not normal. Gotta milk it while it lasts. Dries. Economo has made sure it is stake now, so probably no funny business coming. Yeah, just trailing all of these stocks. What I'm doing, I have a area where I will stop out no matter what, and that's the white line. And develops, and depending on how the stock acts, I will close. Like below, when the stocks close below the 10 and 20-day moving average, I usually size down, and if they go up, I usually sell some into strength. So I'm very dynamic with exits. Buy up, blockchain play. Initially bought it here in the 780s, and I added yesterday at 9, the low 9s. Now it closed very weak. All of these blockchain plays did. WPCS, another one I've had for a couple of weeks now. I bought it initially like 150s. Had a crazy move intraday today, and yeah, then it closed kind of weak. But it also closed weak, you know, here and here and here. This thing tends to close weak and then just still keep on ripping the next day or after a few days. So we'll see. I might stop this in low twos. Mankind, short overnight. I've actually been short all of these days. On this day here, I was down 15,000 at one point. I was too early on it. I shorted near the open. It looked like it was stuffed a bit, and you know, put in lower highs, rejected VWAP. I sized in, and then I got stopped out. And then I shorted it near the highs here. The first 5-minute candle after the big run, I shorted it, went straight down. So I was went from being down 15,000, being up 5,000 on it. But I didn't hold it overnight. Next day, gap up, I push, I closed it, I shorted in on the first 5-minute candle. Yeah, I can't see that far back. Closed, yeah, covered it into washouts. Then the third day, again, same thing, I shorted opening range lows. Now this day I didn't have a nice profit on it because it didn't go down a lot, and I think it was break even. I lost a little bit of money on it, like 5,000 on a Tuesday. I shorted it here. It looked like it was gonna break down, but then it reclaimed. And now they had an offering which was coming. Everyone knew about it. I don't know who the fuck is buying this piece of shit. They need to increase the sales of Afrezza by like 2,000% just to break even. And these retail guys, they're buying the store. It's fucking idiots. Anyways, I shorted it some near the open, and then I added a little bit when it looked like it was gonna break down. SSR is on, so I didn't want to go aggressive on this breakdown. Otherwise, I would have done 5 times as much size, but covered some, and yeah, I think this is gonna go to sub 4 soon. But maybe not in this market. This thing go to 10. I don't know. IDOS. Man, this was annoying. So I bought it. I had like 18,000. I was long 18,000 shares. Then it slammed down. And I tried to get out on offers at 280. And just before they close, like 10 minutes before they close, they eat my offer, and it goes straight up. Like, what the fuck? I tried to get back in, but you know, the stock was at $3, and I didn't want to chase it. My average before was like 290. I didn't want to buy it back at 3. I was hoping for dips, and just straight up. And if this thing goes to like $4 in the next couple of sessions, I just, man, annoying, just annoying. This thin, low price micro cap stocks, the chat rooms are all over it. It's the chat rooms to determine which things are gonna break out, and you have these buy, sell, short, and Blink X guy on Twitter. Those are the kings of the low flow type stocks. SRNE, I was shorted a little bit. when it broke down this 360 area. It had been going straight up for 3 days, and late day, I was just counting on a late day fade. I was hoping it was gonna at least test VWAP, which it didn't, so it was a very small trade. Hopefully it goes to $5 today. I'm gonna go size on a good setup. It's gonna have a dollar down day, and well, question always with these shorts is how much is it gonna go up before that. And SRNE, yeah, ACS, I bought it, got pumped late day, and I just took a loss on it. Close to weak, I didn't want to hold it. There's so much exposure already, or so many positions already. So this took a long time. I'm not gonna go through the other days. I take a screenshots, but I just to show how crazy this has been, and like these numbers, like you saw yesterday, and this is from Tuesday. This is from Tuesday. This is from Monday. This is from Friday. It's insane. Like these are not normal. Like I've been making 20, 30, 40 yesterday. You know, if I can cover, yeah, yesterday was a $70,000 day. If you count $50,000 on HMNY in after hours, just insane. This is not normal for me. Like it's just insane, insane. You have to milk it while it lasts. Really have to milk it while it lasts, and then when the market gets slower, you have to take a step back. Just you have to know when to step on the gas and when to take a step back. This is what Mark Minervini talks about all the time. He talks about the hard penny and the easy dollar markets, and this is definitely an easy dollar market. If you're not making a lot of money in this market, I have bad news for you. Okay, enough for me. My throat is fucked up right now.